What is up, YouTube? So I love making this free content. I'll always make this free content. But if you're interested in more, if you're interested in more than this, right? I have a coaching group called Clear, Calculated, and Vicious. Now, one of the ways my coaching group differs from all the other coaching groups, right? A lot of the coaching groups are strictly based on mindset. I think mindset is hella important, right? If you don't have mindset, I mean, what do you really have? So mindset is the foundation. But one of the things I think I'm really good at, I've been doing for a very long time, is branding, customer journey, understanding how to sell a product and build a brand, right? A product or a service. And that's what I'm really teaching inside the group. So how to build your product, how to build your service, how to work with customers, how to display your stuff online, how to follow up after post-purchase, how to put together an attractive branding package, all the like legit nuts and bolts to put together a business to be successful is what I teach on inside there. So we lowered it. We have it at cheap monthly cost, and I give you way more value than that. I can tell you right now that I will absolutely outperform your fucking college business course all day long that you'll pay tens of thousands of dollars for. I will kick the shit out of that fucking course because I'm out here in the streets actually doing it. I'm not just some professor. I'm not just some coach that only coaches. I'm a fucking real motherfucker who does coaching on the side. I'll see you guys on the inside. Brandon, what's the question?
Does money buy happiness?
Does money buy happiness? I think so. I think money buys happiness. You just need to be aware what happiness is, right? Like if you don't know what makes you happy, then is anything going to make you happy, right? No, I think you're a broken person, right? So I think the first thing you need to do is figure out what makes you happy. And I think that blindly thinking money is going to buy you happiness or winning an award or a show or getting in shape, all these things, they have the opportunity to make you happy, but I don't think that it's just a magical thing that's going to show up, right? I'm one of those people. I remember I had number goals in my head and I thought to myself, when I hit those number goals, like, you know, everything is going to be better. And I think on the other side of that, right? Like I've hit a lot of my big number goals that I wanted. When I get on the other side of it, I think one of the big things I realize is that, it's not magic. Like it doesn't just make you happy, right? So if you're rich, yeah, you can buy a 911 or a jet ski. But if you're not in the right headspace to go use that thing, right? If it's a materialistic thing, if you don't go out and use it and appreciate it, then no, you're not going to be happy. And then there's also the option to not be inspired by, you know, materialistic things. You know, for example, I think one of the things that's made me happiest is year one. I think I was like 3 or 4 months into my business. I was able to make enough money to retire my mom. And it wasn't a crazy amount, right? Like she needed an extra, I think, $1,500 a month. Whatever this was, 13 years ago? No, well, longer than that, 15 years ago. She needed an extra $1,500 a month to retire. And I was like, yeah, here you go. And I was able to just throw in my payroll, and she's been on my payroll, I believe, ever since. I was able to purchase them a house, right? Like, shit, man. I never even, I think, on the come up thought that was an option, but knowing I can take that stress off of my parents, right, and buy them a house, fuck, man. If that doesn't make you like happy, you know. So I think money to me represents, you know, one, it's a metric that shows you how well you're doing, right? Like the better your skill is, the better you make a connection with people, you know, the more money you're going to make. It's just, that's the way it is. If you're an artist and you're a really good artist, the better you get, the more you understand marketing, the better you get your craft, the more money you're going to make as an artist. If you're a designer, if you're a salesman, if you're a fitness trainer, whatever you are, the better you get at it, the metric that's going to sort of show you how well you're doing is money. So that should make you happy to be better at your craft. And then the other thing it does is it can solve problems, man. The world has a lot of problems, whether that's nonprofit work and you want to like donate to a food bank or support a local kid's, team or sponsor people to go to the gym or whatever it is, right? You can donate all your money away if you care about causes. But if you truly care about causes and you don't have any resources to help that cause, are you really that valuable, right? So, I mean, a lot revolves around money, but I think it's the right understanding of what money can do for you once you get it to sort of work with your happiness. But you have to understand what happiness is before all that. When you have money, when is it okay to spend it? I think you need to be responsible with your money. But when should you start spending it? I think you have to set goals, right? And not crazy goals. Don't say like, hey, I'm not going to spend any money until I hit $1 million. I think that's kind of crazy, right? That's like you, motherfucker. You're like, until I hit $1 million, I'm not going to do anything. There's something about spending money along the way on the right things that reminds you, right? Because I think that the world's really hard right now. It's not hard from an actual physical being hard thing like it used to be. Like back when we had outhouses and we had to go outside to pee, or like, when I was little, I had to hang my laundry outside to dry. Like that was, a little harder than a fucking dryer. Just things are easier now, And I think a lot of it has to do with this fucking phone and some other things. But I think with this comes the dark side, which is like the emotional side, right? So it's harder, I think, emotionally because you constantly compare yourself to others. There's so much opportunity, so it's hard to make decisions. It's a different playing field. I think the hard has just migrated different. It's not traditional hard. It's now like more of an emotional hard, I guess. But I think that during your journey of making money, right, there needs to be little parts that like remind you why you're doing it, right? And I think that sometimes people wait too long to remind yourself why you're doing it. So I think that whatever you reward yourself with, time or money, and once again, you can reward yourself with time, right? Like you don't need to blow a bunch of money to go on a really extravagant vacation. But what you can do is allot a day or 2 days for yourself to really enjoy yourself and reflect back on like, I'm enjoying myself because I'm headed in the right direction. I think that's something that you really have to do to sort of keep you on track. And once again, because this world is so strange and emotionally hard right now, that I think that it's pretty easy to get mixed up. And you need those little rewards to keep you going. I've noticed that. And a lot of times it's not spending money, but it'll be like taking a car out or doing something I really enjoy, allowing myself that time to sort of celebrate the direction I'm headed in. And dude, it always refocuses me, recenters me, reminds me why I do this. And then when things get hard, I can remember back like, nah, man, this is exactly why I do all this shit.